I'm able to do like a real-time virtual tour of the property, like the atmosphere, how the place would be, even if it is raining, whether it would be conducive for me to, stay there. Can this work for this? Like a real-time, like I won't have to mount CCTV cameras. I'm doing it like anywhere. It's not as if I know that there is a camera there.
So let me know what you can do right now. We have, and this can be another idea. Honestly, if you're writing a list of ideas, you can write this down. We have machine learning, and then VR, because they all need data. Is that when you don't have data or you don't want to spend money to have data in real time, look for a country that looks like Nigeria, that has similar population, that has done that similitude. So let's say Thailand. Now, I don't know their numbers, but let's imagine that Thailand is a little bit more advanced. And then someone there has been able to build a model, right? A model for what you're talking about, right? You just leverage that model with an API relationship and pay a small fee, and then have that as your app, such that if you have a real estate company, and these are amazing ideas, I'm telling you, amazing ideas. You have a real estate company, in real time, you can show them, it's not just to tell them, some look, they are building an airport, right? Is it in trade zone? Epe, exactly. Get all those data points, simulate it in real time. It's changing too. Also add the fact that the government is like this. So they might say 2 years and they might be 4 years. Well, Mr. Richard told us it's not the government. People, Nigeria should do moto, right? Exactly. You will be, I'm telling you. And you might say, oh, I don't have the finance. Zeneba just did their fair, where they were pitching. Look out for pitching. Just register the company. Use AI to bring out your proof of concept. Do research. Start gathering data, and then look for where to pitch. Even if you don't get all the money you can sell. Because when some VC guys come in, it's a different ball game. You understand? They want to get your equity. They want to get shares and etc. That's the principle that Elon Musk used to build up. He co-founded PayPal, he sold his part. Different Blue Origin.
Yes,
Blue Origin. Yes. It's private company. So I can answer the question. Yes, so always remember, right? How many of us use Gemini? So you know that Gemini Live, right? Gemini Live. Can you read out your phone? Do you have the app?
Oh yes. I think you telling me it's
So let's just do a simple experiment. ChatGPT has it to sense. So let me just open a slide and then we're going to talk about data, we're going to talk about AI and etc. You just give me a moment. Let me look for it.
This is what it brings up for you. Now you see, from here you can change the voice.
As an organization, maybe here you have like 50 people or like maybe 20 people in your business. When you want to leverage AI in a very specific way, you would have to use Google Cloud. Now when we talk about AI, now we're not talking about Gen AI now. Do you understand? But for that data to be stored, most times you need to put it in the cloud. Because when it's in the cloud, it's easier to move around, right? And draw insights. And also, Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, Meta AI, they are all in the cloud. So you're all leveraging them from the cloud. And you are not enjoying ChatGPT, you're not enjoying Gemini until you are using their API. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And that's what we did yesterday, right? And for any of you, if you can eventually fund your OpenAI API account and then create a scenario in Make that uses ChatGPT, you see that it's a game changer. It's a very, very massive game changer, right? And you see that it's actually very, very worth it. So you need to understand these cloud providers. You need to understand, and like Mr. Pamela was saying, unfortunately, most of their data centers are not here, right? Although Google has plans, I think they have one they are building in South Africa, but we need some of them to be here so that we can reduce data latency, right? You know what data latency is, right? you know, how quickly, how fast, just like network, you know, network strength and network coverage. Okay. Please, if you don't understand anything and you want me to come back, just tell me and I'll come back. So here, you're going to learn how to describe, you're going to learn how to improve data quality, what qualifies as good data, right? What should you do? Now, don't worry, this is not about data analysis, because AI, Gemini, can help you do data analysis now, right? Some parts of data analysis. And how many of you know that Gemini connects to other Google Workspace tools? How many of us know that? So for example now, I was in church some weeks ago, and there was a prophetic word that was given by the pastor, right? And I wanted that prophetic word because I wanted to use those scriptures to do some things here and there. And I know, and this is a bit scary too, but I mean, it is what it is. Any video on YouTube has already been used by AI. Any video, it doesn't matter, whatever video you are seeing, all of the sermons, all of the lectures, and etc. So I just entered Gemini, and I just put the YouTube link. I said, there was a prophetic word the pastor gave, give me the prophetic word and give me the scriptures, and he brought up everything, word for word, as I remember. You can try it. And I just copied it, because he gave a prophetic word, he gave a prayer to pray, and then he gave an instruction for that week. You know, and I wanted to remember it word for word, right? So that's the world we live in now. And that's the reason why I know a person, sorry I'm digressing a bit. What they are trying to do now is, they are trying to build like a data center so that they can keep sensitive things. Because right now, do you know that if I want to write something in my notes, sometimes I'm afraid. Maybe I have an idea. I'm like, no. Let me write it somewhere that is this thing, before it's script somewhere. But that's the world we are now entering into. And most times when they tell you, oh, we're not taking your data, it's still a lie. They find a way to evade, we're not taking your data, but we're still taking a little of your data. So you learn about exploratory data analysis. You learn, okay, well, you might not learn this fully, right? But you would understand what it means to build and train AutoML models using Vectors AI. Now, this AutoML allows you to leverage AI without actually a lot of code. So this is a model that has already been trained, AutoML and then Vectors AI, and it allows you to do amazing things. Okay. What? Machine learning. Google, okay, yeah, I did their school. So they gave me, I can share it with you if you want. Sure. Yeah. It's like 400 pages, but it's really, really good. You know. So you also learn, you know, how to build, train, and AutoML models using BigQuery. Now, the major emphasis of this school is actually no code, right? This is just like a take-home, you know, as you continue your journey through life, right? You learn how to optimize, evaluate models, and then create repeatable and scalable training evaluation. So let's move in. So, because a lot of us are not, we're not well represented when in regards to data, we need to now do the hard work of collecting data. Let me give you an inference. Look at EFCC as an entity. What's the job of EFCC, right? Amongst other things, let's say, is to reduce cybercrime, right? Now, you will agree with me that the strategy EFCC should be using, and I shared this, one of their zonal heads was somewhere, and I shared it with him too. The strategy they should be using is not just catching Yahoo boys. Let's just use Yahoo boys as an example. The strategy they should be using is that they should be using data to map areas that have the highest possibility of HQ schools, right? Of Yahoo schools.